What is life without God? We started looking at the kingdom giving and sacrifice. Daniel 12 verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Your shining is not dependent on the amount of money you amass, but on the souls you have been able to turn to righteousness and impact and change their lives. It's not dependent. Stop envying thieves and politicians. Stop envying thieves and wicked people who by wickedness has made gains, who by wickedness and killings and rituals and destructions and maiming of lives. Bible says better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. We'll set off on a journey, and I am sacrificing everything I have told you. If they have not told you that your service to God is too much, you have not begun. And they that be wise will shine as the brightness of the firmament. They that shall be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Now let me ask you, do you want to shine for 50 years and expire? Do you want to shine in time and not in eternity? He said, these men will not shine for a while. They will shine forever and ever. Now let me tell you, I told you before, I said, what is in you is not what is in the goat. The goat dies and is dead. The chicken, you eat it and it doesn't come after your life. Are you hearing me? But you kill a human being. Neka, leave me alone. Neka, leave me alone. The spirit starts following, chasing, harassing you everywhere. Are you understanding what I'm saying? If chicken has spirits, then other them will be in serious problem, because they eat chicken every day. If chicken has spirit, foul spirit will actually everywhere. It will be disturbing everywhere. But they don't. They don't. That thing that is in you lives forever. As you are here now, I just need to understand it. Once you understand, you live differently. You know that this is an expiring phase. That's why death is not extinction. Death is transition. Death is not that the person has ceased to live. That's why when they bury somebody, they will say, till we meet to part no more. Because where you are going, the moment you exit this body, you will live forever. How do you want to live? To shine as stars forever and ever. The day that turn many to to righteousness. They that gave themselves for the work of the kingdom. You bought a car for yourself, it doesn't have kingdom value. It is you that makes it have kingdom value. By not using it to carry babes and destroy lives, and use it to bring people to church. Why do I need all of you to have a car? Because the moment you are coming to church, if everyone has a car here and you are carrying 4 people minimum to church every day, everybody here, how many services will we be doing? And they are hearing what you are hearing. And some of them that were supposed to be prostitutes and cultists, their lives will be changed. The society is better and God is glorified. That's the essence of prosperity. It's not to show off, not to show off your shoes or your clothes on all of that. It is not. It's not. It's not. They that turn many to righteousness. It not say, did you see he that is preaching on the altar? Is that what you saw there? He did not say they that are pastors that now preach and people are now blessed and now. That's not what it's saying. It's not what he's saying. So you can be seated in the audience and be the highest soul winner in God's record. God's record. The pastor is there sitting down waiting for people to bring offering and bring offering. They are not bringing offering. You change his message. All you generation of vipers that don't bring offering. Now am I saying you should not bring offering? Your offering is part of they that turn many to righteousness. Because if you don't bring it, we will not have resources to preach. This year we want to enter into TV ministry, radio ministry. They know they hear rabababa here. Say, call me the MD of your radio station. Say, he comes. Say, quack, 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 quack. Say, open it. Play my messages. Say, yes, Lord. Yes, sir. Yes, Lord. If you finish, as you are saying, say, you'll be doing, By the time you finish, say, 30 minutes is 250,000, sir. Are you hearing one thing? Yes. So your offerings don't allow the devil to deceive you. The reason why they are fighting the church on the area of money is because take away money from any people, you take away their voice. The Bible says the voice of a poor man, nobody hears. The voice of an anointed poor man, nobody hears. That's why some of our anointed pastors that are in some villages, because they don't have money, their voice is silenced. Their voice is silenced. Pastor was teaching in Abuja. He said, the word great man of God is simply a man of God that has big money. You did not hear me. What great man of God? Because some of the, in quotes, called great men of God, if you hear them preach, you wonder what they are preaching that is making them the great man of God. That you wonder. Even you yourself, you will say, the eagle flew from this point to this point. You say, wow, glory. If you see, man, if you see, as he's talking, you are not seeing what he's saying. You are seeing the glory around him. You are seeing his antecedents. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's why the poor people in the market preaching everywhere. Who have you stopped to listen? Oh, this message touched me. You just say he's hungry, he's hungry. Just find food and give him. Is someone hearing what I'm saying? So Satan is fighting you not to give your offering because he knows it will stop the move of God. He knows. This morning is going to be beautiful. Trust God. Your shining is dependent on the souls you have turned to righteousness. And everything we do here is to sharpen one another and encourage people and teach people the ways of God. Teach people the ways of God. Now you see, the way of righteousness is different from people giving their life to Christ. Do you understand what I'm saying? Our job is to turn many to righteousness. that you've given your life to Christ, you have received the life of God, you have received the power to be righteous. But there are not many that walk in righteousness. That's why our job here is to constantly teach you, direct you, guide you, show you, admonish you. Jesus used the word, he said, disciple. Make them to be disciplined. Make them to be disciplined. He said, now that you are in Christ, you are no longer in the world. So don't live like the world. Turn many to righteousness. Turn many to righteousness. It's a big task. It's a big work. You that we have been working on for how many years now? I look at you. You are a heavy project. Only you. 1 billion cannot finish the work on your head. And we are still working. We are still working. Praise God. I started up this subject the last time, and I told you that there are 4 essentials for the making of kingdom stars. 4 essentials for the making of kingdom stars. And we said, number 1, you must be childlike. You must be childlike. You must be childlike. Childlikeness is different from childishness. Are you hearing me? Childlikeness is different from childishness. Children are humble. Children are not puffed up. Children trust absolutely. I'm not talking about their childishness like this, just crying up and down, crying for no just reason. He's hungry, he cries. He's not eating, he's still crying. Are you getting what I'm saying? You are spoon feeding him, he's crying. You don't give him the food, he can't scatter this on the ground. That's childishness. It's not what we are talking about. It's childlikeness, the heart of a child. Mommy, give me. I want to go and keep it. Okay, go and keep it there. He'll run. You go and keep it. Mom, I want to sweep the whole house. Mommy, I want to wash the car. Childlikeness. But the moment they start becoming teen, adolescence starts coming up. If you can't do this, every time they discuss about somebody, you just want to sleep. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That's why Jesus told them, he said, you want to enter into the kingdom, you must be like a child. You must be like a child. When he tells you, take no thought what you will eat, where you will sleep, and all of those things. And somebody that was saying, because of house, I said, come and sleep in church. Oh my God. The uncle told him, he said, your uncle has house to give him. But he will not give him because he's going to church. He said, yeah, now go to that your church. Let them give you house. I said, you have come to your church. Your church have given you house. The house of God. Where is which better house? Which house is better? Yeah, you wake up in the morning, you go wherever you want. But you are staying in somebody's house. They will say, you do not sweep well. You do not stay well. You wash your plate, you did not cook. You did this one, like that. Which better place? You are not washing any plate here. What are you going through that we've not gone through? There's nothing new under the sun. Don't stop coming to present it as if, I don't have house, so my life has finished. Even in the midst of it, they are still sending you money. So I'm thinking of house, I'm thinking of how to pay my bills. And never a day was I not in service. Never a day. Never a day. Because these things, they don't mean anything. Jesus said, take no thought. He was talking about being a child. My son doesn't wake up in the morning. Even the children of the poor, thinking of what they will eat. You know what they will eat. Say, take no thought. Food comes, we'll eat. Food doesn't come, we'll keep moving. Fasting, no the key. It must be a child. Must be a child. Matthew 18:1. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except you be converted. Conversion is in the heart, not in the mouth. It says, except you be converted, have a change of heart, and become as little children. Children no get, do you know who I be? Do you know who I am? I will show you. Slap them, they go and them, Mommy, go and fight for me. Children depends on the one that is their source to fight for them. Adults fight for themselves. Anytime you enter, just imagine some of these like Faith and some of these small girls that are ushering. And you are whatever you are, you come to church, they say, come and sit here. You say, Kai, but I like the other seat. They say, no, sir, please sit here. The church has been designed to humble you. To humble you. Ella, as by you shall see his. He say, open your mouth and pray. And he looks at you, you're not opening. He say, I say, open your mouth and pray. Joy will now come and say, lift up your hands. And he says, somebody should just lift up your hands. Forget who you are and lift your hands. It's me to humble you. Humble you. A child. He said, who is the greatest? And he said, verily I say unto you. He said, verily, verily I say unto you, except you be converted in your heart and be malleable like a child, say, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Praise God. The second one is carry an offensive mentality. I'm going to explain. It's not the mind that is always offended. That's not what I mean. Matthew 11 verse 12. Matthew 11 verse 12. Essentials of the making of kingdom stars. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Carry an offensive mentality. Nobody wins in the beach playing defense. You put your 11 players and say 10 of you will play defense. Don't allow the ball pass. As you are playing the defense, they will now be shooting from off, what they call it, off waiting. I thought all of you they play ball. They will be now be shooting from, they will be shooting, and one dribble they can find a way and still score you. You never win. He that is attacking have more chances of winning than you that is playing defense. You see, just like some of the things they say, don't give a bird at hand is worth more than how many in the bush. So you don't want to give so that in case something happened tomorrow, you will have something to. Are you understand what I'm saying? What you are doing is you are playing defense. You can't win the battle of life like that. Now those things you are waiting for and fating to come, by the time they will come, you will see that those things you kept will not be able to fix it. They will so much overwhelm you and overwhelm your budget. That's how it happens. It says, since the day of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Take it by force. I took these 21 days by force. It was a high level of faith for me to do it. Oh, doing it. He said the violent. So sometimes you have to do some things that are not normal. have to do some things that are not normal. You can't be playing it safe all the time and want to win. You are on a 100-meter dash with Usain Bolt, and you are running. Hey, I don't want to win. I don't want to have more soup. This is what some people are doing. You are on a 100-meter dash with Usain Bolt, and you are taking. You are just catwalking. That's Usain Bolt. There are a lot of Usain Bolts out there. The devil is one. He's smart. Smarter than your forefathers. Nobody hands over the kingdom to you. You take it. You learn how to take it. You learn how to take it. You learn how to take it. I'll tell you. Elijah said, you eat this one and die. Give it to me. There are things you have been complaining about. Throw it into the well of God and see whether your life will not change and transform. Drastically. Things comes to you naturally. You just have to be violent about your servicing to God. Violent. You just have to be desperate. Not desperately looking for things in a bad way. Because you just want to have iPhone 13 Pro Max. So you are messing up everywhere because you are desperate. Desperately serve. Desperately give. You have not given, and your father called you and sat you down and said, my son, what is this you are doing? What is it you are doing? The violent take it by force. Nobody hands you down the kingdom. Nobody. And mind you, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. All of us are the children of God. All of us is what we do that exemplifies us. Did Jacob hate any of his children? But Joseph's attitude made him love him, especially. Made him love him. Because the boy was different. He said, Joseph being separate from his brothers. Be separate. You do something, I go and report to you. You vex for me. That's your vex now. It's you that is vexing. All of you cannot be and say, we don't love you. If you want to enter our clique, you better start aligning. Aligning to what? Aligning to norm. Aligning to norm. Politicians, if you don't steal, you will not make good money. But they are paying you. There are other ways you can make money. You must steal. So you align. You align. Everywhere you enter, you align. You align. You align. If I want to align to other pastors, I won't be doing what I'm doing. I won't. I am different. I'm different. God told me in this land, my hands will build 100,000 seater church in this land. I'll build it. Next year we are commencing our 5,000 seater church. He told me. So I need to give differently, pray differently, live differently. I need to. Because the kingdom is taken by violence. Don't stroll and walk out and just be gallivanting. And the so-called thing they sold into your heart as favor. I just stayed and I received a phone call. Yes, it can happen. It can happen. But you can't walk into victory that way. You can't. You need to learn how to take things. Things just did. Everything looks normal. But you go into the normal and make things extraordinary. You create things. Create things. Create things. I'm announcing it so that the devil and anybody that wants to hear will hear. If I don't care, we will make it happen. There's nothing meant to be. The things you create that bees. Hebrews 11:32. And what shall I more say? for the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Samson, and of Jephthah, of David also, and Samuel, and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms. Subdued kingdoms. Subdue is not a makeup word. It's not a word for help me now. Cat workers. He says, subdue. The next verse, please. Who through faith subdued kingdoms. In the midst of subduing kingdoms, they wrought righteousness. They made a lot of people turn to righteousness. Obtain promises. The promise, some of you, do you know why your father is trying to make you be a doctor, be a nurse, be a lawyer, be a this? Because they are trying to see if you can do what they couldn't do. If they are trying to see, even if they are nurses, there is a place they envision they will reach. Even if they were doctors, there is a place they envision they will reach. So they want a son of theirs that will continue and be able to achieve that. You are here living anyhow. You are here, they wake you up and beg you to go to lecture. They beg you to do everything. To serve God is not a problem. Everything they encourage you. Please, I need somebody to inspire me now. Get away from here. Get away from here. Somebody to inspire you. Have you not heard? There is a spirit in man. It is what inspires you comes from above. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody to inspire you. Be your own inspiration. Why? The spirit in you has an antenna that connects straight to the source of inspiration. So you wake up, there is no money. You said, I'm achieving my dreams, I'm achieving my goals. Today, I'm a billionaire. I've been declaring it. And you know one good thing, or one common thing with billionaires, money is not their problem. So I give as if money is not my problem. At our little level. Can't come in and say I should give you 100 million. Hello. I should keep. Maybe I will use joy. Anyway, Joy's eye. Making this money. Be like can vomit money very well. They obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions. Be offensive. Be violent. Don't say, come on, go and be beating people up and down. No. Offensive. Violent. Hello, you can ask for help, but if it's not giving, keep moving. Don't get discouraged. Nobody's entitled. No, you are not entitled to anybody's help. You are not. How are you getting angry for what somebody cannot do for you that you couldn't do for yourself? How are you getting angry? Then you ask me for 1K, I say, I don't have the budget now. And you look at me, I still pull out money and give. How is it your money? Do you know how I got the money? Do you know? It is what I'm doing that is bringing the money. So wait, when my budget increase for that will include you, I'll give you. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Or do what I do. Replicate what I did. And you'll be there. It's simple. Simple. I didn't just appear. I didn't emerge. Or did I emerge? Live by principles, but be violent about your approach. Violent about your approach. Be violent. Take these things to heart. Live by them daily. You will see yourself come to lamplight. See yourself. The Bible says God is no respecter of persons, but God is a respecter of principles. And number 3, be sacrificial. Kingdoms runs on blood. Kingdom runs on blood, on blood, on blood. Acts 14:22. Acts 14:22. confirming the souls of the disciples. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exalting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom. It's not through much makeup and through much patient prayers and prophecy and revelations. He said through much tribulation enter into the kingdom. Learn to endure hardness as a true soldier of Christ. Sacrifice. Oh, you think sacrifice is just when you bring 5,000? You know, I had to teach you. If I don't teach you, well, for some of you, that 5,000 was a sacrifice. But for some of you, you know it's not even an offering. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I can't give 5,000 now and say, yeah, Lord, I want to bring a sacrifice. That's a sacrilege. It's not a sacrifice. But for some of you, that is why it is not measured in volume. It's measured in percentage. Sacrifice is what's left after you have given. Is measured in percentage, not volume. Aliko Dangote comes here and say, I will give you 10 million. Will you shout? You will shout now. You will shout, say, hey, oh, hey, hey, hey. Otedola woke up and bought a car of 65 million each for our daughters. So he now comes and says, I want to give sacrifice of 10 million. Is that a sacrifice? It's not. But you are shouting because maybe your father have never even seen 10 million before. I'm saying maybe. I know some of you here are big boys. I know. So you can't even imagine when you will stay in this life and see 10 million that is your own. And somebody just gave it like that. To him, it's not a sacrifice. It's not even an offering. Are you understand what I'm saying? Because you have 300 and something billion. You gave 10 million. What's the percentage? 10 million to that. It's nothing. I just wanted to help you people know that, so you don't come and you be a cry. But for some of you, there is a sacrifice. God knows. You don't need to prove to anybody. He's there. He's watching you. He knows. That's why when people say, hey, my widow's mite is all that is left. Is all. He said she swept her house, swept the bank account. Have you ever given your last? When I was in school, in year 2, it was the same year I gave the land. The same year, Thanksgiving. I didn't say, God, you understand now that I have already given you land. I said, Thanksgiving, I must come to thank God for giving me the privilege to give. But what did I do? The business I was doing then, my whole capital was 25,000. I used it and bought chairs, padded chairs, and brought to church. And I left. And I didn't get any call. I understood the word through much tribulation. Have you ever understood tribulation because of what you gave? You'll be hearing voices. And some of you have not even started kingdom. You'll be hearing voices. Are you not stupid? Just look at your life. Are you not a fool? Just imagine. Hi, they have used you. They don't toil your head. Hey! And you say you're in school. I thought you were even smart. You'll be hearing voices. You will now make a mistake and call your mother and tell her, it's over. It's over now, it's finished. Through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God. Through much tribulation. You can't be doing it easy and you want to have an extraordinary life. That's why Dr. Yosef said it here. He said, this man, you don't know.
You don't know the layers of their foundation. You don't know the layers of their foundation in sacrifice and giving. You have no idea even what they are still doing. And you think by making publications and coming out and making mockery of them, you finish doing all those things, they come back and announce, we just opened new 10,000 churches and we have deposited how many billion? 100 billion was deposited to build the ark, and he said it's not enough. 100 billion. Somebody is already here now. He's angry. He said, why not share the money to poor masses? Who are the poor? And you are the poor masses. Anywhere they say they are sharing things, don't go. You unconsciously subject yourself to poverty, abject poverty. See, some of you here, for the next, in fact, for some of you, it's not everybody. If you know it's peculiar to you, when we give instructions like this, there are several people in church. So if it falls to you, some of you all through this year, if you go for a wedding, don't eat. Before, when I was in Oka, that was when I started practicing it. I will go to an occasion, heavy occasion, see food everywhere, drinks everywhere. The guy will say, how, man of God, hey, come and eat. I say, no, don't worry. He said, let's do it. I said, don't worry. I just finish, give you what I want to give you, and I'll leave. I don't want to eat. It's not a must. And I say, how much is the food? 250. 300 naira. And you insult your generation. People say, passing food. I come. Do not. Do you know manner of things? They have not given me. They have not given me. He came here to eat. And some people came to my wedding and put 5 naira in envelope and gave me. I'm telling you the gospel truth. The jota we did costed each one 500 naira. And see what they were saying, you have not given me jota, you have not given me jota. And what they put in the envelope was 5 naira. 5 naira. Somebody did not put anything, he just gave me envelope. He just gave me envelope. I was demanding for jota. When I touch the envelope and it's not heavy, I just bring packer. But they will still want to demand. I say, the jota has finished. It's for some people. And I'll go home and actually check. It's empty. Don't live like that. Don't be a 419 in your relationship with people. Always thinking you are cheating them. You are cheating them. You are cheating them. Cheaters never win. Cheaters never win. So you carry it to church. You cheat God. Once it's offering time, you go and answer a call. Emeka, you just go out and just. Once we are concluding, you come in. They will call offering. They will call offering. Oh, hi, this girl I'm checking is here. You just come out. Some of you did not. Some of you have not. They just come out so that they will say they are part of the givers, but they will never redeem. They will never redeem. Please, change. Anyone that worried should not be entangled with civilian matters. What are civilian matters? Enjoyment, affairs of this life, cruise, all those ones, all of those things that make you lose touch of the assignment. Anything that makes you lose touch of the assignment is of the devil. Whether friends, whatever it is, make you lose touch of the assignment of the kingdom. It's of the devil. It's of the devil. Revelation 12 verse 11. And the Bible said, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. You want to live? The way to living is dying. The way to live is to die. The way to live is to die. Very quickly, I would like to read this scripture for us before we tie it up. Affliction should never make you stop living the life of sacrifice. Affliction should never make you. 2 Corinthians 11:23. He said, are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more. In labors more abundant. In stripes above measure. In prisons more frequent. In deaths often. Of the Jews 5 times received I 39 stripes. He said the Jews 5 different occasions have given him 39 strokes of not cane, of stripes. The one that was given to Jesus. He said in death he has died many times and woke up again. You know that he fell asleep. He died through tribulations and he woke up. He said, thrice was I beaten with rods. Rod is not that somebody beat him with rod. He said, soldiers gathered and we are hitting him with rods. It happened 3 times. He said, once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep. He said, a night and a day I have been in the deep. Now remember, this is happening in 2 Corinthians. There is still Thessalonians. There is still Galatians. There is still Ephesians. He said, I fought with the beast of Ephesus. This was still Corinthians. Are you understand what I'm saying? So when he was giving these testimonies, there were much more things that he still suffered that was not recorded here when he preached this gospel. And he said, in journeyings often. In journeyings often. People journeyed from Canada, from US, from different locations to come here and preach to you. Now you can't journey to Oka. Journeying to Oka, going to Oka, this backyard here now. You can't journey to Oka. To go and equip yourself. He said he left Jerusalem and traveled to Arabia to just go and sit. And he went there and sat. He just unprepared, just went there and stayed 3 years learning. He said, in journeyings often. He said, in perils of waters. They have been on the boat one time. About 278 people were on that ship. And the ship capsized. Scattered. And he prophesied, there shall be no loss. Everyone managed as God helped them. Everyone came on land. As they came on land, somebody that had been on the waters, maybe for God knows how long, everybody was cold. They were now gathering sticks. As they were gathering stick, viper looked like stick. He gathered it. The viper was still looking at him. Say, I don't understand what this guy. I don't understand. Like this guy, not the fear face. Like, he was gathering. He gathered it. Gathered stick, big viper, picked it, gathered everything, put. The viper was still looking at him until he put fire. The viper jumped out and you know what they say? They say, oh, we forsake, and this guy is cursed. He's the reason why. If they never tell you you are a curse, you have not started. Better Christianity, fashion design Christianity. When it's time to get dirty, we'll get dirty. I'm looking clean because I want to preach. So that you will not say, my case is urgent. It's an emergency case. But if you say, let's clean here now, we'll wear jean and we'll start cleaning. Let's set sound. Is it gen? Is it oil? Anyone you want to do, let's do. What can I not do for God? What can I? He said, in perils of water, in perils of robbers. In perils of robbers. One time like that, is Ella in favor? The lady you slept in her house in Port Harcourt. See how God has blessed them. One day she was coming to Abuja, leaving her house very early. robbers met her, stole everything she had. She just went home, packed on new order. They just carried her bag with her phone and everything and all the money. She went home, packed new bag, phoneless, and came and entered motor and started coming to Abuja. And kept serving. Before she married, she was the youth president. Or she married to a living faith young man. And still serving God. In perils of robbers. Imagine. It was church I was going to, and the robbers. So why can't God prevent them from? They stole from Paul. They stole from Paul, the great apostle. They stole from Paul. They stole from Paul. So it is not. You are not under a curse. It doesn't mean that God is not with you. God can prevent you from meeting them. God has prevented you several times, but you don't know. But if it happens, it doesn't mean that you are not serving God. Is someone getting clarity? Yes. He said, in perils of robbers, in perils of my own countrymen, my own countrymen, in perils by the hidden, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren. Among false brethren. People I thought they were with us, I don't know. Didn't know they were just waiting for an occasion to laugh at us. Say, Kai, lack of understanding. In perils of false brethren, who you think they are for you, but they are, hey, their heart is far from you, and they can disguise themselves. I know no man after the flesh. Once you reveal and manifest, you are still doing emotion. This guy is intelligent. This guy is smart. This guy is this one. Me, I am seeing the assignment that you have come with. If you abide and you are faithful, glory be to God. Once you reveal your assignment, I will just know you, that this is you. Jesus did not hate Peter. But this assignment now is of the devil. Devil, get thee behind me. Are you hearing me? No emotions. Peter aligned, we flowed. The moment he aligned, he said, Peter, feed my flock, feed my sheep, feed my lamb. But you are aligning with the devil to stop God's assignment. You are the devil. I don't know any man after the flesh. Thus saith the scripture. Thus saith the scriptures. He said, in weariness and painfulness, we were fasting. Oh, it is still there. In fastings, often in hunger and thirst, in nakedness and cold. So don't expect it to be all rosy. It's when you have all the money and the pastor is sharing money everywhere, and you know will not serve God. Once there's small landlord agitates you, you run away from church. Say, even pastor can't even help me. Your helper. Did you see? Your helper, is Pastor Great. There is something that makes you come into gospel. Your helper. All of us, me too. As you came, I came. We all came. My dear, he came in something. We all came. He is our helper. I am not the helper. But if God gives us the privilege, like today, we'll be constituting a new welfare department. You have any need, there is criteria for you to be helped over anything. Yes, the welfare team will excruciatingly examine and know. And they present it before their table and they look at it. Just like somebody, the boy was saying, why he stopped going to Living Faith was because he applied for scholarship and they did not give him. The person saying this, the father has a house in Abuja, has a house in Lagos. That's why he stopped going to church. What's church doing with their money? They are giving him enough money, and he's living lavish lifestyle. If you see him in school, was my classmate. If you see him in school, you know a big boy has arrived. But he still had to apply for scholarship because they are giving scholarship. By the time the church did their research, checked, of course, there is a team, checked, analyzed who is your father, they ask questions and discover he doesn't need scholarship. You even see where he was living. You need scholarship. You see where he was living. living in a self-contained, that has TV, that has chair inside, that has bed frame with 6x6, and you are looking for a scholarship. And they denied you, and you say, you're not going to church again. You're not going. All those churches are just eating poor people's money. All these poor people's offering you're giving here, what have you done with it? Your offering can't do anything in church. Can't do anything. You think it's a lie until you become, we'll send you Calabar South. He said, besides those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches. He said, in the midst of all these things, I was still caring for all the churches. I was still caring. I was still caring. I was still caring. I was still caring for all the churches. Who is weak? I am not weak. Who is offended and I burn not? Is it offense? Who never get angry before? Who they never offend? He said, I am not offended. I am burning. I am burning. I am burning. It's a small boys, Mark and John Mark and some of them that offended him so. There was a time they say Paul and Silas had a very rapid, they had a sharp disagreement. They had a sharp disagreement. And everybody went their way. Do you know they went in their way? Silas collected, I think John Mark also, and went this other way to go and preach. Paul collected this other guy and went this way to go and preach. That their disagreement was at a time now he told them, bring John Mark, let's settle. John Mark did not leave church. Nobody left church. All of them were still together. He said, you have angered me. In fact, because of this anger now, I'm going to Dubani to plant church. Because of the anger. Are you seeing what anger should make you do? Yes, sir. Sam, I want to leave to Calabar South. I've tolerated this nonsense. It's because of people that are there now that maybe God wants to use this in to make us move. And we move. It's not, is this the only church? I jump to Living Bible, Faith, Arena, Revival, Tabernacle. Offend. He said, who is offended and I burn not? I am born. It's so terrible. My heart is burning, but I still care for the church. I go and preach. And verse 30, the last one. If I must needs glory, he said, I will glory of the things which concern my infirmities. My infirmities. The things I have suffered. Things I have suffered. See, I'm saying it now. I lived in that room. 15,000. Did they pay you? Now you sleep there. Now I sleep. We glory in these things. Glory in these things. My bishop said it here. I will trek from as far as Kutek to come to church. I will leave my house 4 o'clock. I will jog and jog and jog and jog and jog and jog. It was exercise period. That's why as I came here, I was very gallant. Because I've been jogging for 50 days. I'll jog and jog and jog and jog and jog. Run. I've been jogging for 50 days. Jogging for 50 days. Are you hearing me? He said, I glory in my infirmities. Are you blessed? It's rising.